Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Petersburg, and guess what? I have something that actually is changed up in a major way. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 updated, refresh, changed around Mini Cooper S. But before we get into the original hot hatch, let's talk about what's going on here. It goes back to 1959. That was the birth of the original Mini. Man, have things changed over the years, but when it comes to this iconic British brand, even though they're owned by BMW, they've been able to kind of go about things, for the most part, their own way, keeping that unique identity and driving experience. Now, for 2025, you're going to see new changes to the exterior, but wait until you get inside. That's where the biggest changes are. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for that hatchback and you want a fun driving experience, do you go with something like a Honda Civic hatch? Or do you go with the Mini Cooper S? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, you're still gonna have that very, very unique shape and easily identifiable look to the Mini Cooper S. When you say Mini Cooper S, this one gives you a little bit extra performance. And for 2025, they've actually upgraded the amount of horsepower and torque. Now, at the front of the business, you're gonna see that unique identity to the Mini. You have that oval roundish shape, LED daytime running lamp, LED projector beam headlights, and LED turn signals all in one housing. You have the gloss black around the opening. And then working our way down, I like the way for 2025, they decided to just keep everything smooth and body color. No weird looking vents or anything like that. And then you're gonna have this flat black air dam that actually runs along the whole bottom lip of the vehicle. But I'm really digging this almost like a titanium silver color on this particular Mini Cooper S. Now, as we come across the front grille, gone is the fake hood scoop. They got rid of the fake hood scoop. What we do have is a tweaked upper grille. There's our S badge, more performance when you see that. It is functional up top. Some of this bronze copper color that actually goes around the whole perimeter. And from kind of like a step back, it actually, in my eyes, I like the changes that they made from the previous model year. The problem is, I prefer, say, a 2020 Mini Cooper S. I like the more classic style that they had with the fog lamps. And even though the hood scoop was fake, it just had that little bit more Mini Cooper identity. But you could definitely see more of the BMW influence. When I see this bronze copper color, I really see BMW, especially when you look at a vehicle like BMW's XM. Gloss black up top, flat black on the bottom, and you do have active shutters that open and close. And I do like the way they work the splitter, because you do have body color, you have the bronze copper color, and then you have the flat black lower lip. But let me know what you think about the new face of this 2025, or I should say updated face of this 2025 Mini Cooper S. Now, as we rise up, you're still gonna get that badge, a lot of history within that Mini name. I do like the way they work the body lines. Very crisp, but yet you still have those very soft kind of curves to the bonnet. Because remember, this car is still built in England. They call the hood a bonnet. So still having those nice curves as you drip over the sides. Now, as we actually come around the side, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. New wheels across the whole lineup. There's an 18-inch wheel. You kind of have this copper machined aluminum look that they did to it. Really gives it a unique style. The rest is going to be gloss black, multi-spoke design. Tires, all four corners are 215 on the width, 40 series sidewall. And one of the things I wish they would move away from is the flat black on the fender flares. I would like to see this painted. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. But it's kind of cool how, even though these are machined aluminum, they still have that bronze tinge to them to match the trim on the front of the vehicle. Now, as we come down the side, you do have, of course, your gloss black on your mirror caps, LED turn signals. They black out with paint the A-pillar. And then I've always liked that two-door flat top style. We do have a panoramic sunroof, which is great on this particular trim. Nice size sunroof. And like I said, from the outside, it looks like you don't have a lot of room, but boy, oh boy, when you get to the interior, it gives you so much room. Gloss black on the door handles, gloss black on that lower trim. Now remember, this lower trim at the base of the windows, the side windows, goes all the way around the vehicle, even the front. Now, as we swing it around the back, what are we working with when we talk about the rear of the vehicle? So the nice quarter panel, like I said, I think one of my favorite things is being able to get this in a two-door. New taillights, don't like them. That's a big zonk. I miss the Union Jack. That British flag was such a creative style and it looked good. This looks like something from BMW and I'm not liking it. Also, the amount of gloss black that comes across the center here, very BMW-esque. I do like the Cooper S name and the Mini badge. And I like this spoiler with the kick up. This has got to go. Shark fin antenna, we don't need to be using that. And I actually prefer the exposed wiper on this because it has that more traditional Mini look. But let me know what you think about the taillights and the trim. Me personally, that's a major zonk. As we drop it down to ground level, the other zonk that we have is, guess what? No longer are there exposed exhausts. The exhausts are tucked underneath. On a Cooper S, you gotta have the exposed exhaust. And this lower bumper area looks like it came off a BMW. Not liking it. That's a zonk. But let me know what you feel about the exterior style of the new Mini Cooper S. Let's go pop the bonnet so we could talk about more horsepower for 2025. All right, guys, we got the bonnet up. You still have that great design that's very unique to Mini, where you actually have the openings for the headlights. Really kind of cool how the whole bonnet opens up and the headlights stay stationary. So here's our lighting that closes down and it goes around our all-weather seal protection to seal everything in. But what do we have? As we kind of coast over, the engine cover is a little bland. They could have done something a little extra special for that, because guess what? Like I said, we have more horsepower. It's still a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine on the S, now with 201 horsepower, 221 pound-feet of torque. That's 12 more horsepower than 2024 model year vehicles. It does have a 7-speed DCT, 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. Top speed is 150 miles per hour. MPGs, though, is where you're really going to win. 28 in the city, 39 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs around 3,100 pounds. So if you're comparing this to a Civic hatchback, you would need to go Civic hatchback hybrid to get close to the horsepower, because the Civic hatch hybrid has 200 horsepower. Obviously, depending on who you ask, some people are going to like the more unique look of a Mini, and of course that unique driving experience, which I can't wait to take you on. But why don't we go ahead, I'm going to close this bonnet, let's fire up the 2025 Mini Cooper S and hear if it makes any sound. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Mini Cooper S, 2-door hardtop. For me, if you're going to get a Mini Cooper and go this route, you got to go 2-door. Not many other cars. You can't even get a Civic anymore 2-door. But I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I've been thinking about a Mini Cooper, especially an S model. I like the idea that there's more horsepower. How much is it? Asking price for this one is $34,800. Let's see what you get for 2025 in this Mini Cooper S. To the door panels, not very happy. I'm gonna have to zonk all that hard cloth material. It almost feels like a burlap sack, like a potato sack that you used to do the potato sack race in at your local fair. Not my favorite. It's not soft. It's gonna get dirty. You do have some of that copper color on the door handle to open up the door. Your switch gear is kind of dropped right into the door panel there for your door lock. So you got to go up. See where those door locks are? It's convenient, but it just looks out of place. You do have no gloss black around the switch gear, but the big zonk besides the cloth is the armrest is as hard as a British scone, a rubber British scone. Door pocket, not a large size, maybe 4 Pop-Tarts and a Strawberry Quick, a bottle of Strawberry Quick to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more cloth. I like the design that they got going on here. This is just not fun. And what is the point of this blue stripe? I guess that's for style points. You do have a Harman Kardon sound system with the tasteful speaker grill covers there. But other than that, I'm not digging this whatsoever. Come on in. You now have a large 9.4 inch, that's 9.4 inches in diameter, circular display. So this kind of takes some of that styling cue back to 1959. The problem is it's now 2025 and there's just so much stuff in the screen, it gives me a headache just looking at it. So you do have your AC controls, all touchscreen. You do have your navigation. There it is. Wireless Apple CarPlay and all that good stuff. But everything is all within the touchscreen. Your AC, I do like the way they have the Union Jack there. Kind of cool how they did that. You have 3 stages of heated seats and a heated steering wheel. No ventilated seats at this price point. I go back to home, and then we're going to go into the apps. And of course, you have your little personal assistant. Scroll, scroll, scroll. It's got a nice scroll capability to it, so I'm really, really digging that. But other than that, I'm not digging. It's a zonk that everything is within the screen. And then, of course, you could swipe. I got Spike. Spike is your little friend to help you out with anything. We got the weather. Nice graphics. I mean, the graphics are great. It's just everything is within this screen, man. Even your fuel gauge and all that. Not loving it. Not loving it. Let me go ahead and throw it into reverse. It's not the best resolution and it's on the smaller side, but I do like the fact that you have trajectory. So that's a good plus. One thing you'll notice is we don't have a park button anymore. So as we drop down, here is your switch gear. I like the older switch gear better. Instead of a toggle switch to fire her up, you now do this twist. It's like twisting a key. This is your shifter for the DCT. There's not an actual park that you get into. You have to hit the electric emergency brake. You have your experiences toggle switch, and this is basically your modes. And you can see up here going through the modes, there's a lot more modes than there used to be, and now they're getting all sort of like hip and cool. People are probably gonna make a TikTok about all this with this sound. Let me get off of this. This is giving me a freaking headache. You do have a volume knob, which is nice, which I'm gonna turn that all the way down so I don't get zonked for any kind of copyright. You got your cell phone strap, wireless charger with a cell phone strap. You could put a very large, like one of those iPhone 47 Platinum editions, 2 cup holders. And then if you're saying to yourself, wow, they put a wireless speaker in here? No, this is actually your center console storage, which you can only access it from my way, and you can only put about 4 Twinkies in there, so that's it. I mean, I guess it's cute, but it's not very functional, and I don't even like the way it looks, to be honest with you. You got 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt. Here's the new key fob. You just walk up, have it in your pocket, and it'll unlock the vehicle for you. Another hard rubber armrest that doesn't move. It used to be able to move it out of your way if you didn't want it. Now you're forced to put your arm on this hard Rubbermaid scone. It's like a hard, stale scone. Seats, though, are really nice. I do like the leather, the stitching, electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver, and then we do have a split panoramic sunroof. So one for us up front and something for the people in the back. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the new wheel in this updated 2025 Mini Cooper S. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have a nice, large Mini sill plate here, nice aluminum sill plate. I still dig the pedal box. They make it look like it's back from 1959. Nice dead pedal, unique shaped brake pedal, and throttle. Seats, full electric assist just like the passenger, and we have the 2 memory seat settings, which are great. I'm 6 feet tall, and this is where the Mini flexes its muscle with the amount of room that it provides in here. Steering wheel, it's got this crazy thickness to it, especially the 10 and 2 notches, but you could see how it's very BMW-esque. I'm not liking this cloth stripe thing. That's giving it some style, I guess. I don't know. Not my favorite, but what's even more not my favorite is that you just have the old school head-up display. Why? Why couldn't they make it the newer tech where it just goes on the windshield? Because everything else is in this basically dinner dish of an infotainment system. So not my favorite. And this is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. So it's not electric. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat, because I'm going to prove that you could put big things in a small package. All right, guys, back seat time. And like I said, you know, getting into the back seat's a little bit of a squeeze, but once you're here, plenty of headroom. I like the way I have my own portion of that panoramic glass roof. The zonk, though, is, you thought the material up there was hard? It's as hard as a plastic rock back here, but the seats are comfy. I'll give it to the seats. And remember, the headrests go like this. If you're wondering what's up with the headrests, there you go. They go like that. Steven likes a headrest. But anyways, why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area, because I want to see how this new Mini drives for 2025. All right, guys, cargo area time now. Of course, you don't have electric assist, but you don't have electric assist on a Honda Civic or even a GTI. Lift it up with the rear seats up. Because this is a 2-door model, you only have 9 cubic feet of space, but watch this. Where this really flexes its muscle, if you don't have passengers in the back, you got a 60-40 split, easy to put the seats down. That's gonna give you 33 cubic feet of space. What's kind of interesting is that I have the cargo floor in the lower position. So you lift this up, you have storage underneath, no spare, you have a can of flat fix. And then what you could do is you could take this and move it up like so, and now you have that flat area. So if you have a little bit taller item, then you could just take out this piece of the cargo floor here and then just slide it down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. They changed the look, they changed the technology. Let's see if they change the driving experience of the Mini Cooper S. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 refresh, changed up Mini Cooper S. I'm on the fence with all the changes, I really am. I'm just hoping and praying that it's gonna drive like a Mini should drive. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. 7-speed DCT drops down and we're off. Still has that fun go-kart handling experience. Not the biggest fan of the 7-speed DCT in here. It really makes for a sluggish getaway, especially with this being a turbocharged engine. I just feel like there should be more feedback in the wheel than what I'm getting. Like, I feel that with previous generations of the Mini Cooper S, there was just more feedback. And I hope that's not something that BMW did on purpose. But let's go on throttle again. On throttle, here we go. Great visibility out the front. What's nice about that old school head-up display is that it gives you your speed and other information so that you don't have to look at the center gauge cluster. I just don't know why it's got to be the old school system. Why not have it just displayed on the windshield? Because we still have one of those. The room in here is great. I wish there was a little bit more sound from the engine. I mean, this is a Mini Cooper S. But seats are comfortable. The steering wheel feels great in my hands just because of just how thick the steering wheel itself is. Let's slow down a little bit here. On throttle, here we go. Drops down. Takes a little bit of time on the brakes. Now it gets fun. So you really gotta sling her around to make your frown turn upside down. But once you do, I mean, look at this. Very, very light on her feet. And she definitely, after all these years, since 1959, still wants to dance. It's just you're gonna need the proper road to really show her the two-step, because just driving it to and from work isn't gonna be the most exciting. Holds the line very, very well. Look at this, I'm accelerating around this bend. Holds the line very well, good under braking. And there's not a lot of body roll, which is fantastic. Maybe you might want to get a couple rolls when you're at dinner, but you don't want body roll in your driving experience when you're driving something sporty and fun. But the amount of room in here is great. There's not a ton of wind noise, which is good. But the balance is there. Once you start turning up the wick, the balance is there. And that's where I think you're gonna have a ton of fun in this thing. But brakes are pretty solid. I don't know, I just miss, I feel like it's missing part of that special sauce that it used to have. Just all the time. Now you gotta push it to the limit to get that special sauce feeling back. And then, like I said, that flip up, head up display just feels cheap. I'll be honest, it just feels cheap. But you ready? We're gonna go on throttle one more time. 6 miles an hour. On throttle, here we go. Once that turbo spools up, we're going. On the brakes. That's intense. You can't just sit there and be bland. I mean, it puts a smile on your face. And it's such a small, fun size. Easy to drive in the city. Easy to park, especially parallel park in the city. And everything else in between. It's just the 7-speed DCT is not, it's not suit for this car. But boy, oh boy, she does handle nice. Even over bumps, doing a great job. I want a little bit more sound in here, like real sound. Where's my sport exhaust, damn it? It's like, did they really have to make as many changes as they did? I'm not too sure that they had to make so many changes. But man, when you're driving, she does feel good when you're turning up that wick. Look at this. This is where it gets good. It's all a momentum car. You gotta keep the momentum up. You gotta know what you're doing behind the wheel to really enjoy the experience. There's that. I'm telling you, she's so balanced under braking. Look at this. Chirping tire's a happy tire. But I hope that you've enjoyed this experience. In the end, I did. I'm thankful I did get to enjoy the actual drive. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, another great day here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. I definitely got to thank Miro and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2025 refresh, updated, changed up Mini Cooper S. Let me know what you think. Are you liking the changes that they made? For me, I'm not digging them. I'll be honest, and I'll just tell you flat out, not my favorite. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Would you rather have this, a Civic, maybe a GTI, Let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood, working the camera like the champion that he is. He holds steadfast, and nothing can get him off his balance. Absolutely nothing. Except maybe his favorite anime character, if it walked by right now. That would probably get him off his balance. But anyways, thank you, Stephen. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.